You're now listening to a Rat House production podcast. For more podcasts like this, head to retthaus.net.
Well, another episode, another day. Welcome to the Hunt for Paranormal. And I am Mike, taking the reins of this damn show finally again. But I am Mike, and we have
Jose
and
Aaron.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Chilling.
It's kind of weird for you not being a host, huh?
Right? No, I feel pretty comfortable.
Nice. All right.
It's good to rotate once in a while.
Yeah, it has to. All right, guys. So, conspiracy theories continuing on with the month.
Yep.
So now we're going to talk about some theories on movies.
Yeah.
And I found quite a few ones.
Yeah, there's a lot
Like
that I was reading off earlier.
The one that actually threw me off, but got me really, 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 like, oh shit. It's the Aladdin one?
Yeah.
No, like literally.
I heard it before.
And what's the other one? PeterPan.
Yeah.
That's when he whispers that little thing when he's taking.
No. Like, it is a whole completely different spectrum on what you're thinking. I know which one you're talking about. And then the Titanic one, that was a good one.
Yeah.
So, all right, I haven't heard the Titanic stuff, so that should be fun.
Yeah. So who starts it off? Me or you guys?
Yeah, you should.
Oh, you already introed it.
All right, fuck it. Why not?
You do it.
All right, let's do the Titanic one, because that one kind of is like...
That one's super interesting.
Super interesting. So someone has a theory that Jack is a time traveler, which I don't understand why until I read it. So people say pretty much like the theory of it, Jack is actually a time traveler who sent back in time to make sure Rose survived. Actually, technically doesn't commit suicide by jumping off the Titanic.
Oh, okay.
So if she does, the ship would have to stop, thus preventing hitting the iceberg. Blah 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 blah. So it was supposed to happen.
Oh god.
All right. So
that tragedy.
That tragedy. So the evidence behind that: one, he didn't have money to buy the ticket because from that time period.
Yeah.
All right. So he gambles for his ticket. Yeah, and then he mentioned landmarks that were nowhere around during 1912. So pretty much like Lake Wissota and Santa Monica Pier. Mm-hmm. Plus, his haircut didn't match during that time frame as well, and his backpack during that era. Hence, he's from the future, and his only mission is to make sure Rose survives. That's why he is so concerned with her mere seconds after meeting her. So that's a theory of that.
I have a theory that he's his own grandfather.
So he's still time traveling.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. But would that affect it? Because Rose ends up changing her last name to Dawson.
True, but they didn't really give like really super detail about that theory itself. So right now, this is like speculative on us what we think now.
Mm-hmm. It fits up pretty nicely, and it's always fun to play with them. But it is a movie, so that's more things of with the dress or the people that make the clothing and things like that, or the hairdressers. They're the ones that messed up when it came to those little things.
But it does bring a good point though, because
if the directors are like trying to put that in, that is fun.
Yeah,
so that's
different. It's out there.
Yeah, it's really
out there. Also, the other thing where people were joking around. Where how Jack fell into was in the water, froze, went down, and he thawed out, and that's the beginning of Inception and shit like that.
Actually, I didn't hear that one. That was actually pretty interesting
because he's in the water and all that stuff. He comes out oh my god!
So he's like fucking Captain America, fucking thawed out.
Right now, yeah. 3,000 years later, they find him and
right. So that's for the Titanic. What you got, Jose?
Mine was about the Omen, the Exorcist, and the Poltergeist. Supposedly being cursed.
Well, I heard of the being cursed. I don't know about the Omen was cursed, but yeah.
Pretty much
anything involving.
Yeah. Type into Google the title of the movies mentioned above to see all this stuff. So followed by the word curse, and you'll be faced with more spooky stories than you can shake with a pale, quivering finger up. A documentary was made about the terrible fates that met some filmmakers involved in the making of 1976 horror thriller The Omen, Some were hit by lightning. Others narrowly avoided being blown up by terrorist bombs.
What the?
While special effects artist John Richardson was involved in a terrible car accident in which his girlfriend was killed.
Oh, shit.
There are similar stories of unholy fates and accidents surrounding The Exorcist, while the use of real human skeletons on the set of 1982's Poltergeist is said to have led to a curse of its own, resulting in the premature deaths of various cast members.
Yeah, the little girl.
I knew that like a bunch of people died, but I didn't know they had actually real.
I didn't know they actually had like real shit in the Poltergeist.
That's fucking.
The ones you see in the,
So
the
maybe
ground.
were they
Yeah.
like the ones that they actually like buried up? Like, oh shit, let's just use these.
Probably shit, dude.
Because that is like the legends of the curse are, of course, as old as storytelling. In 1920s, the discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb was said to have resulted in the deaths of those involved, including Lord Carnarvon, who financially backed it. Closer inspection of the legend, however, are revealed.
Which Mike went over all the details of that, I believe, in Hunt for the Curse.
Yeah, I think it's like episode 5 or
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
One of those two.
And like the notion that movies such as The Omen and The Exorcist and Poltergeist have a curse hanging over them implies that in the process of producing them, the filmmakers had somehow stirred up an ancient evil. But surely, if the devil were to bring his fury down on a group of filmmakers, he'd choose the people behind, say, big mamas like father, like son instead. Which is true. I mean, those are pretty bad movies. But
Yeah.
The Omen, I like all the Omen, the old school Omen movies.
Dude, they're so good.
Yeah.
Well, that's
really
actually when I first watched the original Omen, my mom decided that would be the day she told me the whole Revelation story of the earth opening up, scorpion men coming out, and the branding of people and like everything. So yeah, that's the day I learned to pray every night, and that I have a feeling that that's the reason why these things are cursed, because it. Like if evil exists and if it is in like a form, then the best thing it can do is convince you that it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
that
if
makes
that's
sense.
the case, then what do you have to fear?
Yeah.
You know?
Chris actually sent us a thing about the Poltergeist right
Ooh,
now.
nice.
In 1982. He's on it.
I know.
He's
Fucking
on it.
fact check.
I know the little girl died of like she got pneumonia at some
Yeah,
point. And then the
exactly.
older sister in the movie, she died like weeks after that.
Yeah. Like in one scene in the film, Brother Robbie, played by Oliver Robbins, has a poster for Super Bowl 22 in his room, which would take place 6 years later in 1988.
Wait, what?
O'Rourke died the day after Super Bowl 22 in San Diego, the same city where the game took place.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck?
Dude, that's wow.
What are the odds of something like that actually happening?
It's like 100 to 1, dude.
Right? Of that being shown
In a movie.
in the movie, and then all of a sudden, okay, a few days later, here, let's
Same thing. Very rare.
I don't know that like I said, it's like 100 to 1 to something like that happened. Like you see something on some kind of media, and then all of a sudden, boop.
Well, that's very true. Because like imagine like one, all the movies made. 2, all the movies made with no accidents compared to movies with accidents, and then the movies with accident with deaths.
Yeah.
And then compared to these movies like The Exorcist, who had multiple deaths.
Oh yeah,
You know, like
it's like on that same aspect of him on the Super Bowl happening and then him dying. Like the one is like super like popular. Well, it's not super popular because it also did happen. It's like a big impact to what happened is when Arnold Schwarzenegger became governor of California.
yeah.
And who fucking predicted that? Demolition Man.
Did it?
Yeah.
He was the governor.
He was the governor and became president of the United States.
Oh shit! Maybe that's why they didn't let him run for president.
Exactly.
I mean that and like legal reasons.
So yeah, that too. So but yeah, he it was like he had like a hall of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sandra Bullock was selling it to Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? Arnold Schwarzenegger became president?
That's so weird.
And then she's like, yeah. He was governor of California, and then they changed the laws for him to become president. I was like, holy
What the
shit!
fuck?
Yeah,
I mean, it could have happened. It was close.
yeah, it was close.
and people were talking about that.
Yeah, they were. So
It was a close one.
So movie predicted of him being a fucking governor.
Yeah.
Yeah, to bring it back to the Exorcist, I have an article here from Bloomhouse.com.
Okay.
Pretty much saying there was eight reasons of why it was cursed. First off is that the movie was based off William Blatty's book. That was a real boy who was cursed. I think it was Zozo the demon or something like that.
Okay.
That used the Ouija board and he was possessed. They actually had an exorcist to get him cleared, and they asked the writer to change it to a girl just to protect the child's like identity.
Okay.
It's been so long, it's already out.
Yeah.
So shooting was delayed on set. The set caught fire before it even started shooting. Well, it was supposed to be McNeil's home, the priest. So the director, William, blamed the incident on a winged creature with talons. It turns out a pigeon flew into the circuit boards and caught on fire. So almost everything was destroyed except Reagan's room. That, they have the energy in that.
Fucking crazy.
So like, they don't know if it is like supernatural or not, but it is pretty creepy that her room didn't catch.
That is pretty fucking creepy.
And then number 3, during the filming, actress Ellen Burstyn, who played Reagan's mother, was actually injured when possessed Reagan throws her off the bed and she hits the ground. And like that scream that you hear is actually her in pain because they used that scene from it.
It's so real.
Fuck.
So that like you'll next time you watch it, it's like one of the first scenes where she starts to go a little crazy,
curling
runs
scream.
in, and it zooms in on her face, and they actually just all got it, and she had like injuries to her back from like that still bug her to this day.
Jesus.
Fuck.
So whether if that was a curse or just like bad regulations back then in the 70s, because a lot of things changed.
Wasn't there a thing too where like that priest the actual priest ended up dying or something?
Yeah, that's coming up very soon. 4, chances are good that any film take over a year to complete with the associations with bad accidents, but The Exorcist has a few deaths. Actor Jack McGowan, and Vasiliki. Damn, man, these names. What's that one? You see that? Yeah, exactly.
Vasiliki.
Vasiliki. There you go.
Vasiliki.
Probably Italian, right?
Vasiliki.
Both died while the film was in post-production. So not during it, but right after, before it released.
Oh, wow.
What makes their death strange is that their characters died in the film. So this one, the first guy, was the director of the movie that was in the movie that was working with the mother.
Oh, shit.
And he was the one who was thrown from the window.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He ended up dying later on. And I believe I forget who the other guy was. But I believe it might have been the priest that jumped out the window.
Fuck.
And then they actually gave him the okay to make a second one. And
and a third.
And I assume that like shit happened on those too.
Oh, I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
But back on the whole aspect of what's her name receiving her back injuries, I think regulations for that was like very, very, I'd say gray. Mm-hmm. So because even the movie when they did Helen Keller.
Yeah.
Of that movie, the 2 actresses, the one who played the teacher and the one who played Helen Keller.
Yeah.
Like they on that scene when they were fucking fighting each other.
Yeah.
Like they literally have bruises on each other, and they're like, and so I guess some parts they actually have like pillows to cushion some of the blows that were hitting each other. But they had like bruised ribs and they were beating the fuck up.
Well, that's I hear that. I saw a panel on the Friday the 13th with the first movie where they like wrestle and fight. Yeah, they got down, and it was funny because the old lady who plays Mrs. Voorhees, she was just like very sweet in between, and like, oh, I think we got it.
Yeah, no, but I think
but all fucked up.
Now I think they just more safety.
Yeah, they definitely do a lot more safety, and like the insurance for all that stuff is way up. Way out there.
Last time they were like, all right, have at it.
Oh, yeah.
Roll
just
camera.
Fuck them up. Just fuck them up.
I think we got enough.
Hit them with everything you got.
So with The Exorcist, there was actually more deaths too. Linda Blair's grandfather died, and then Max von Sydow's brother died on the first day of shooting.
Oh, shit.
Jesus.
Yeah, so also while filming, the son of Jason Miller, who played the father Damien Karras, was nearly killed when a motorcycle hit him. Yeah, and that guy too, the guy who played the priest, I believe after that, another son got hit in another accident.
Holy fuck.
While filming the possession scenes, Linda was thrown out of bed by a piece of rigging that broke. So this is when she was getting slammed up and down. That actually went too hard, and it messed up her back to this day. She still talks about it.
Mm-hmm. Holy shit.
After that, though, people started hearing about the curse. And she started getting death threats from people. while shooting.
Why?
So,
What? Why?
Because the people didn't want to make this movie. They thought it was encased in evil.
Yeah, you got the whole
Like,
There was
religious nuts.
televangelists. They were saying like everything. This is an evil movie. You can't watch
See,
it,
that's
can't do
fucking
this.
weird though. All these Christians and all these things are putting out death threats, which that's not very Christian.
Yeah,
No, it's not
very much so.
like fucking dumbasses.
Okay, so that so for 6 months you had to have an escort, like in bodyguards.
I don't blame her. Fuck,
In
man.
1987, actress Mercedes, who played the voice of Pazuzu, was a victim of a horrific tragedy when her son murdered his wife and children before taking his own life. Yeah, so pretty much almost everybody had
So,
some really
homicide,
people
suicide,
snapped.
homicide.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Many believe that the actual film was cursed and that playing it through the projector was an invitation for demonic possession. Televangelist Billy Graham stated, there is a power of evil in the film, in the fabric of the film itself. When it was first released, the film was banned in every Middle Eastern country but Lebanon, and on the re-release, it was banned in Lebanon. So during Roman premiere, audiences had to fight their way through the torrential downpour accompanied by thunder and lightning in order to get out of the theater. Many inside claimed to hear horrific, almost demonic cries coming from outside once the film started. Yeah. And then at one showing, a woman was so frightened that she passed out in the theater and broke her jaw when she fell. She later sued the filmmaker, suggesting that the subliminal messaging caused her to have the accident. Warner Brothers settled out of court an undisclosed amount.
Yeah, okay.
So they paid her.
Yeah.
No, but some of these things, especially in that kind of time era, especially during that time era, I don't know. It's just fucking people.
Well,
just
people
talk.
were losing their shit in
yeah.
all the theaters.
Well, that's my thing though. It's like it's kind of fucking stupid. It's like a lot of the TV evangelist fucking people when they're like, "Oh, I blessed you," and then type of thing is like, really. Fucking really? It's like,
Really?
or well, like some video. This another TV evangelist fucking guy was whacking people with his jacket. And like,
Oh yeah, I love that one.
It's
That
like
one's so great.
it was like he's like on a fucking 99 combo streak.
And the Lord
like-
Jesus, get ready.
It's like, oh my god.
So I don't know. That's I'm not gonna get too religious. Fuck this
Yeah.
shit. Anyways, so
Can't get too
yeah.
Hey, people believe what they need to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a quick one for Peter Pan.
Yes.
Most
Oh,
people
yeah.
know
Yes.
this. Peter Pan is actually the angel of death. So
That's actually my angel because it's assigned to October
Saint Peter?
26th, Scorpio, and my
that's
planet
right.
Pluto.
There's a St. Peter, right?
I believe so.
I believe so. So theory, Peter Pan is actually actually an angel that holds hands with kids as they pass on to the next life. AKA
So they always stay
Neverland.
children
Yeah.
forever.
Exactly. So evidence is kind of lengthy. So
Or it could even be like the Christian aspect of like children that were like dead before they
Yeah.
had their.
So pretty much he's a guardian angel and he's just guarding him to the,
yeah,
to
so
the ways
you
of heaven.
cause them. So is and then also because they never grew up, so quote unquote they're dead, like the Lost
pirates
Boys
are
and shit like
demons.
that. Yeah, pretty much. But
That makes sense.
The one actually was actually interesting because I didn't really thought about it until I fucking read it.
Yeah.
Aladdin, the whole movie actually takes place in the future.
Like what year?
Okay, so the theory Aladdin is actually set in 10,300 AD. So, evidence, the genie calls Aladdin's clothes, so 3rd century, right? And then since we know the genie has been locked in the lamp for 10,000 fucking years, so it makes it 10,300 years. All right. So it also explains why the genie makes so many current pop culture references throughout the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
A more expanded version of this theory as that the magic carpet isn't actually magic, it's
Technological device.
a futuristic hover technology. And Iago doesn't talk just because it's a Disney film. He talks because humans have created technology to make it so their pets can communicate with their owners.
But Raja doesn't talk.
That's the same thing we fucking said.
Yeah, same with like and Apu barely mumbles
Yeah.
some things. Maybe they're in the phase of like, okay,
Well, he
one
was a
can't talk.
street rat, so maybe his device
Yeah,
was all
that's what I'm
fucked up or
saying.
something.
Yeah, but then Raja was
That's true. There you go.
in the palace though.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I'll say
It's a cat though. Cats are little bastards.
Yeah, they
Yeah, they don't want to learn shit.
They're like, I'm not gonna talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Okay.
fuck you. Like, no, fucking eat this. No. What you got next, bro?
That's funny.
Mine is about The Omen, 1976.
Woo!
During filming, Donner's hotel was bombed by the IRA.
Yes.
Peck almost boarded a flight during a trip to Israel. One of the locations during the shoot during the shoot, that's when he went on that trip. And so that flight that he boarded, it crashed and killed everyone. Several animal handlers were attacked and injured. Peck's son, Jonathan Peck, committed suicide several months before filming began.
Oh, shit.
Following the production, special effects director John Richardson and his assistant Liz Moore were involved with a serious car accident that decapitated Moore. The gruesome incident, which happened on Friday the 13th, 1976, mirrors one of the Omen's most violent scenes, also a decapitation.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What?
Paparazzi.
There's a ghost.
If anything, you can put it on manual, like put it all the way up to video, and then just put it on. Just leave it there. Yeah. Put it on M.
Holy shit!
And just put it all the way up to
That's
video.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we got
so
Friday the
pretty much-
13th actually coming up next month in October.
Is that the new
excited.
Oh,
No, Friday the 13th.
no, the actual
the
day,
actual,
yeah.
On a Halloween.
Well, they're going to be releasing the hard copy of the
Yeah.
game on Friday the 13th as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be.
I'm actually.
But I always love that day.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like when I found out that the Angel of Death was my angel, I looked in to see what my lucky numbers were. One of them was 13.
You know why Friday the 13th is bad luck?
Why?
Because the Vatican Church said so.
Oh.
Because on that day, I forgot what year, actually, it happened in October, so this is the actual fucking day, the actual anniversary, where the Knights of the Templars were massacred.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So just because they had a bad day.
it was bad, dude.
Yeah,
Because-
it was horrible.
Well, it was horrible. The church said, do this in the name of God, and you'll be fine. So they did a bunch of shit that was technically against the religion itself, like acts of homosexuality, desecrating the crucifix, everything like that. I'm like, okay, cool. But the Knights of the Templar kept all the fucking dirty secrets of the Vatican, and they were getting too strong. So the Vatican's like, well, fuck, we need to wipe them out. So they called King, I think, Louis the 13th. Hey, they're doing this to the fucking for the church is desecrating. So he brings his armies, wipes them out. So now, theory of it too, conspiracy. Here we go. It ties in.
Yeah.
Some of the surviving members of the Knights of the Templar actually
Illuminati.
passed on, not the Illuminati. They passed on their teachings and whatnot, crossed over during the colonial times, and helped form the Freemasons.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Now I thought the Freemasons were the Illuminati.
Nah.
Well, not
What's the
necessarily. It's like they kind of like there was like a section that kind of like branched off of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty much the Masons is just to help men, pretty much the human race to be progressively better for themselves.
Yeah.
But are they a little secretive? Yes, but you can almost anybody can get into it. You just gotta be, in a sense, a referral program. Say, hey, I want this guy to join the Freemasons.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, cool. Then,
But then like once you get to like what is it, the 32nd degree or stuff like that, like once you get higher to a certain degree in the Freemasons, that's when it starts getting more into like the in-depth political like agendas and stuff of like
So-
that can be a whole episode on its own, man. That digs so deep, and there's so many different perspectives on what they think is going on with the Illuminati and the Freemasons and
all the other
the
secret societies.
Bilderbergs and
Yeah.
Rothschilds and all that stuff.
Which we already have I forgot what month, but we already have a month dedicated for secret societies and
Yes,
shit.
we do.
What month is that?
I don't remember.
Not
I
sure.
don't know, but we'll figure it out.
I mean,
this next
that'll be
year.
at the end of the episode. We'll read off
figure it
like
out.
what the themes
Yeah.
are going to be for each.
So, besides that little small side tangent of the Knights of the Templar, what you got next?
I got The Innkeepers. It's a horror movie made in 2011.
Never heard of it.
Pretty much, this
I
is
don't
the
think I've
same
heard of it.
guy, I believe, who made Hatchet. If you've seen that movie,
That was a good movie.
yeah, I like that movie. Pretty much. So when they were making their first movie called the Devil's House, I believe it's called.
Okay.
It's on Amazon, I believe. They were staying at this hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So when they were at this hotel, they had a lot of like weird experiences, and then they had so many experiences that it inspired them to make the movie The Innkeepers, where they filmed it at that same hotel.
Oh shit!
So
Okay.
here's the story. Filmed at this reportedly the haunted hotel at the Yankee Peddler Inn in Torrington, Connecticut.
Okay.
The Innkeepers director Ty West was skeptical about the strange occurrences during the making of his movie. Still, creepy stories from the set became a focus of the press. From an interview with West, I'm a skeptic, so I don't really buy it.
Okay.
But I've definitely this is what
No. Okay.
I've definitely seen doors close by themselves. I've seen the TV turn on and off by itself. Lights would always burn out in my room. Everyone on the crew has very vivid dreams every night, which is really strange. The one story that is the most intriguing to me in the film, the most haunted room in the honeymoon suite, was the honeymoon suite. That's where the ghost stuff started in the hotel.
Oh shit.
The only reason I picked the room that I picked to shoot in was because it was big enough to do a dolly shot.
Mm-hmm.
No more thought went into it other than the pure technical reasons. So when we're finishing the movie, I find out that the most haunted room in real life is the room I picked to be in. It could be a
Usually that
coincidence,
happens.
but it's a weird. So that turned out to be the same movie they were shooting in to be the most haunted room. So like on an intuition kind of thing, he saw that. So like Sarah Paxton would wake up in the middle of the night thinking someone was in the room with her. Everyone has stories, but I was busy saying, "Let's shoot this. We have 17 days." So yeah,
Damn,
they just had
Jesus.
a lot of.
Yeah, there's
Occurrences.
one here about Rosemary's Baby, but do you have one?
Yeah. The one me you were like,
Oh yeah.
this is, and it actually got me thinking. This is actually pretty fucking bitchin'. I'm a very, very big fan of the movie The Rock. So pretty much as The Rock, John Mason is James Bond.
Yeah.
So here's the theory with it. Sean Connery's character is actually James Bond himself. He was caught spying in America and spends a big chunk of his life in prison for the crime. Evidence? Well, one, obviously he's a fucking badass. Come on, right? But also in the movie, the FBI director Womack says this about Mason: "This man does not exist in the United States or Great Britain." Duh, because he's James Bond and is actually a code name. Plus, the time frame more or less would match up with Connery's first appearance in Dr. No in 1962.
Damn.
Yeah.
I think it could happen. I can see it. I can see it happen.
I can see it happen.
Little crossover stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of dig it and whatnot, but
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I can dig it.
What you got, brother?
This one's Rosemary's Baby, 1968.
Ooh.
Anton LaVey was rumored to play the devil in Roman Polanski's Rosemary's Baby, which never happened. But the Black Pope was friends with a Mennonite, Suzanne Atkins, who played a role in the murder of Polanski's pregnant wife, Sharon Tate. Producer William Castle received threatening letters following the film's release. One read, "Bastard, believer of witchcraft, worshiper at the shrine of Satanism. My prediction is you will slowly rot during a long and painful illness, which you have brought upon yourself."
Yeah.
Castle suffered from
Delirium?
debilitating health issues soon after, which convinced him the movie was cursed. During one emergency room visit, he reportedly screamed, "Rosemary, for God's sake, drop the knife." Composer Krzysztof Komeda died of a mysterious brain injury after filming.
Wait, this is the same guy that's saying that, like, oh, those of you who believe in witchcraft and stuff?
No, I guess supposedly they accused him of like believing in witchcraft and all that shit. And that person said that
then
you're
he
gonna
went
die of a
crazy.
mysterious like illness.
So they cursed his ass.
Yeah, they
Fuck.
pretty much cursed.
See,
him.
gosh. So you gotta be careful with your words.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
thought is a prayer, every word is a spell.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Definitely.
Well, how
So
many
you got-
times does that happen to you when you say something and then it happens?
Well, my mom
Like,
did
kinda
that. My
almost
mom did that
exactly
all
like
the
that.
time when I was a kid. Just like playing outside, be like rollerblading or skating or something like that. And he's like, and I'd be doing it for hours.
Yeah.
And after, as soon as she's like, "Don't do that, you're gonna get hurt." "No, I'll be fine." Whack, you get hurt, and
Well,
you're like, man, like maybe it's because just subconsciously
Psyched
they
out.
put that in your head, so you
Yeah,
start,
right.
you start thinking about it without even really
That's a
technically thinking about
possibility
it.
because
well, even one of my first like car accident, dude. Like I would take my dad's car out. This was before like when we.
That's
hang
what
out.
they would say, like the whole knock on wood type thing.
And we'd be fine and stuff. And he told me his grandma was the biggest jinx. She would say one thing and boom, it happened. But he was like right before I left out, like he didn't say anything before. I already knew how to do the insurance and everything with the car accident would happen.
Yeah.
And he like literally, here, let me show you what to do if a car accident happens right before I left. Just on
Just
that
in
day.
case.
And it happened that night. Yeah.
Well, it's like me when I fucking fractured my ankle skateboarding. I was like heading to, I forgot where I was going, and I was like on the sidewalk. I was like, that would kind of suck if I fucked myself up pretty bad. And what happens? Fucking.
It's a deja vu, or maybe in
no, possibly.
Well, you saw it coming.
No, I didn't see it coming. It pretty much all breaks down is that these guys were on the fucking sidewalk. I was skateboarding and they didn't want to get out of my way. So I was like, fuck. So I was about to jump off my skateboard and I hit a bump and I flew off into oncoming traffic on the street. Yeah. And so on that same process, I was like, fuck. Did a quick tumble roll in a sense, and then I tried to stop my skateboard going on the other side of the road so it doesn't get ran over. So on that same process, I stepped on it, twisted my left ankle, rolled, and the best part ever in slow motion, I had a side pocket on my backpack. My Red Bull flew out, and I caught it mid-air and rolled. And the fucked up part, no one didn't bother helping me. They're like,
oh,
so they looked at me. I'm like,
kid.
Yeah, right. So, and all of a sudden, I'm like limping. I'm like, fuck. So I lay down on the grass, and all of a sudden, someone actually helped me. Fucking drove me home.
Yeah.
And then, pretty much short story short, it was swollen, and I was like, I'll be fine. If it gets worse, I'll go to the doctor next day. And it was fucking purple. I was like, fuck. So I go to the damn hospital, to the ER, and they're like, oh yeah, you fractured it. I was fucking pissed.
Oh, I'd be too, man.
And everybody's like, why are you mad? I'm like, for all the stupid shit I'd done as a kid. Yeah. And then all my years and the 6 years I was in the army, never broke a bone.
Yeah.
And then now, fucking just skateboarding.
Well, it's like when I was in 9th grade and broke my collarbone. The biggest thing when you're snowboarding is that you never call it your last run.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You never say, okay, this is going to be our last one, because usually that's when people get hurt.
Yeah.
It's like break a leg in theater and stuff.
Yeah, my cousin straight up just did that. He's like, all right, guys, let's make this one count. It's going to be our last run. Yep, I tried to cut into a different run, and I caught a chunk of ice in between, flipped over, landed on my collarbone. I didn't know it was broken at the time, because I sat down. I was like, man, I can't really move my arm.
Yeah.
So I got on my knees, popped up, rode down a little bit more, and ate shit again, fell. And I really felt it this time. I'm like, yeah, I think it's broken.
Then another a girl fucking ate shit. Right next to you.
I was sitting there and this chick, I just hear oh my god! And I look and she just ate shit hard. She felt bad, and she ended up after she ended up breaking her wrist.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, she ended up breaking her wrist on that fall. When the ski lift came, I'm like, nah, just take her. I'll write it down. I'll walk it out. But yeah, she ended up breaking her wrist, and she was hot.
Shit.
She was a cutie.
Nice.
So me and her were both in there getting checked. I got put in a sling. Still had snowball fights with my cousins and nieces and stuff. But yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, the first doctor was like, he's like, oh no, it's just a hairline fracture. And then I actually go to another guy, an actual specialist, and he's like, they said it was a hairline fracture. I was like, yeah. No, look at your x-rays. And a hairline fracture is like that with just a little crack in it. No, this thing was just straight up. I'm like, yeah, that's not a hairline fracture. I can feel it poking up.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they have to put that bra on pretty much. The shoulder strap and just.
Yep.
And you feel it go click back in place.
My nephew had that broken.
So yeah, I think those little jinx type things are real.
Oh yeah.
It's like you just jinx the run or you jinx this. That's like Aaron said, the whole you say break a leg instead of good luck.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like even in the military thing, you don't say certain shit, or you fucking jinx it. Like one of my favorite movies, it's fucking hilarious. He's like, they're flying in a helicopter, and he's like, "Oh God, yeah, we're gonna make it." And everyone's like,
"You idiot!"
It's like, "Fuck." Now you jinxed us. But wait, what? I said, yeah, you just fucking jinxed us. Now we're gonna die, and the fucking helicopter just starts failing.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'll save us." Like, I can't believe how fucking fat y'all you are. And I'm like, I was like, what the fuck? And they landed. And he's like,
they should have threw him out.
So it was.
That's how you used to get rid of jinx.
Yeah, right. You throw out the cursed object.
You guys got any more?
Oh, there's plenty on this.
Chris actually pulled up an interesting fact. We were talking about St. Peter being like the angel of death and stuff, and he was saying that St. Peter was founded the church. He was crucified upside down.
Interesting.
Yeah, can you pull up more stuff on that? Or or why were people crucified upside down to begin with? Do you know that?
He was right. He's a disciple of Jesus.
Yeah.
And he was trying to start a church, which was pretty much critiquing the Roman church. So he was persecuted.
It's kind of like a
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And to
so
mock
you
him,
think they flipped him?
Yeah, because
so maybe that's
because he was a supporter of Jesus.
So maybe that's the reason why a lot of people in the satanic world like flip the
cross
thing upside down.
Oh, it's an insult.
Oh, okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah,
that's still fucked up. But
yeah, I didn't know that.
That is very, very messed up.
Poor Peter.
Fuck, man. Shit.
But that's what happens though when you go against someone's like religion. They get extremely pissed off to the extreme.
Well, now especially
any opposition
fucking day now. But
it's gonna be happening a lot more.
In Psycho in 1960, the 1960s Psycho.
That was such a good movie.
Myra Jones, aka Myra Davis, was the uncredited body double stand-in for the Psycho star Jeanette Leigh. During the making of Hitchcock's 1960 film, a handyman named Kenneth Dean Hunt, who was supposedly a Hitchcock obsessive, murdered her.
Really?
Creep.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. There's stuff about the Amityville Horror.
I know.
There's stuff about the Possession in 2012. There's
I think we discussed that with the grandma who got the Possession, the Dybbuk box, and she had the heart attack. We talked about that on the Possessed Items episode.
That's wow. I didn't know that one.
All right. We were talking about Exorcism of Emily Rose also.
Yeah, we were.
Which is why the same thing they say in that movie, that the reason why the devil doesn't want this trial going out, the reason why they didn't want him doing it is that, evil wants to be left hidden.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of these things are called like black magic or whatever, black just insights hidden within the shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dexter star Jennifer Carpenter, the chick who played Emily Rose, reported that during the making of the Exorcism of Emily Rose, in which she played a big screen version of German woman Annalise Michael, whose poor health and subsequent death was blamed on a failed exorcism. Her radio would mysteriously turn on and off from an interview, and it's like a common question when making a film like this: did anything weird happen during filming? And she replied, I thought about that when it happened, and 2 or 3 times when I was going to sleep, my radio came on by itself. The only time it scared me was once it was really loud, and it was Pearl Jam's Alive. And she started laughing. Laura's TV came on like a couple times. The question at 3 a.m. She's like, mine wasn't at 3 a.m. I was born at 3 a.m., but that just happened to be a coincidence. I checked.
No, that's kind of fucking...
That's weird that... The big thing,
The 3 a.m. doesn't necessarily mean like a bad thing or an insult against the 3.
Yeah.
It's just the point in time when most people are asleep, so there's less
shit happening,
like fire energy, less things going on. Everything's quiet and calm, and that's the best moment to be able to hear the other side or feel or for them to reach out.
Like one thing that was weird, it wasn't like paranormal. It just kind of creeped me out. Just the fact that have you guys seen 1408? When he's in the hotel room.
Yes, that's such a good. Actually, that was a very good movie. I enjoyed.
Well, you know that
much.
song by the Carpenters, right? It's only just begun.
Yes.
Like I was just driving down this one dark road, just by myself, going home, and probably like 1 or 2 in the morning. And of course, I turned on like the radio just playing, and I don't know what song was on, but then all of a sudden, it's only just begun. White lace and promises. I was like, change the station. Like, I was like, dude, if it switches back to this song, I'm gonna be extremely freaked out.
The one that fucking freaked me out was when I was driving through Oregon and into Washington, and I had a spot that you couldn't get. There was like no reception, or whatever, on radio. Mm-hmm. So, and I forgot what station. I had it on like on a rock station, like a hard rock station. Yeah. And just fucking driving. And then it cut off, and I'm like, it'll come back on. And that fucking song from the movie Fallen, all of a sudden, time is on my side. Yes, it is. I'm like, what? Nope. Fucking change it.
That's all you can do is just change the station. Like, I know this is how the movie starts. Like, I don't like where this is going. Yeah.
So I was like, nope. I was like, I'm just gonna put a city on.
Have you ever done that though? When you change one station, it's the exact same song the other station.
It's
Yeah.
so fucking annoying.
I hate that.
Yeah.
But I was
change it, it's
hoping
like-
that wasn't gonna happen with that. It's only just begun song. I would
You change it and it turns into another song. It's like, you can run, but you can't hide.
And it's like, no. And I'm like, nope. I was like, I can run.
Oh, so Chris, our fact checker, sent us a correction on St. Peter.
Ooh, nice.
So he was actually hung upside down or crucified upside down by his own request. So this was by Caesar. So the reason why he requested this is because he felt he was unworthy to be killed in the same manner as Jesus.
But
So, yeah.
but the thing is, people correlate like crucifixions with Jesus, but really that was just a way that the Romans punished people.
It was the modern hanging, or like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because
just
before
did it.
they really wouldn't drive like the nails into their hands; they would just tie them up there. But for Jesus, they fucking drove them into. They say it was his hands, but they say that
It was like
realistically,
technically through his wrist.
yeah, his hands would be too weak and it would just like rip open.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
it
put
would
it
be-
through the wrist,
between the two bones in
Yeah.
the middle that would support it.
and
Same
the
thing with
feet was like
of a support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they had the support on the bottom.
Yeah. Which was kind of interesting because it was Emperor Nero Augustus, and Emperor Nero Augustus was a fucking dick.
Yeah.
Like, he was the.
Well, most of these emperors were like the entity they were talking about as the Antichrist.
Well, Emperor Nero himself, he took power, I forget, for during a time of war and never gave up the power. So he proclaimed himself as Rome's emperor, and he just
Kept it.
kept it, and he like did shit for himself mainly. Like a lot of bits of Rome that today still it's actually underground.
Yeah.
Like because I forget which emperor, because the old portion of when Nero was in rule.
Yeah.
Okay. In rule, was burned to pretty much. There was a total civil war under during his rule.
Yeah.
Like portion of, I think, one of his palaces or some shit is actually under the Colosseum. So yeah, it's intense. So with that, we're gonna do our announcements really quick.
Yeah.
Favors?
Just do them real quick.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Want me to do you do the shout outs, I do the.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, well, let me throw this out real quick.
Oh, yeah.
So through the success of the movie It and just rated R horror, which I'm very happy to see, like that movie went fucking deep.
Oh, yeah, it
Well,
did.
just with the kid killing and all this, like it was a lot of things I didn't expect. So for that success, I went ahead. It's been about a year since I released Laugh or Cry: The Circus of Woe
Nice.
on Amazon as a digital book. That was $5 before, but I released it now to 99 cents. So yeah, that's going to be coming up, and then expect around October 15th, because I'm learning how to do 5 days where it's going to be free.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be a special thing for everybody listening here, because I haven't announced that anywhere else. So
All right,
yeah,
cool. There you go, guys.
Yeah. Again, and also, if you also read that and you like it and you want to read some more horror stuff, go to audibletrial.com/rathouse
Hell yeah.
to get 1 month free and one free audiobook. So you guys can get any audiobook that they have there. They have thousands of audiobooks that you can check out. Horror, fantasy, autobiographies,
Everything.
whatever you pretty much like. Just check it out. Most likely they will have it.
just picked up Stephen
Yeah.
King's It, and it's dark.
Nice.
Fucking worth it.
It's good. 18 hours.
And
Yeah, that's my next step.
Also, go to rathouse.net and click on the Geek Fuel banner for 30% off of your first box.
Hell yeah.
You get everything you want. Not everything, but you get a lot. Of good, you get a lot of good nerdy stuff.
Hey,
you
you're
always
always
get a T-shirt
happy.
in there. You get a bunch of little surprises, and it's like Christmas every month.
Oh hell yeah. That's
That's better than well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
And
just like Christmas.
while you're at rathouse.net, go ahead and click on our Hot Topic link, so you can get discounts on T-shirts, socks, Funko
Socks.
Pops. Yeah, dude, girls love those crazy looking, like they have the Harry Potter
I
socks.
know.
They have like the Alice in Wonderland socks. They have all sorts of
I got my
crazy
Deadpool
design
socks
socks.
on.
Yeah, they have all sorts of stuff like that. It's awesome. Halloween's coming up, so
Oh, hell
grab
yeah.
what you
Wait.
can now.
Yeah.
Pennywise
back in stock.
Funko is back in stock, so snag one up before they're gone.
Yeah, and so snag us up too. So.
And if you need a ride to go pick up your stuff at the post office, use our promo code RHP for first time users. 10 rides, $5 off of Lyft.
Hell yeah. And then a special shout outs go to fanboynation.com, Growing Up Not Growing Old podcast. That hashtag show via YouTube.
Shane Gray Live.
Shane Gray Live.
Dan Fogler 4D Experience.
That one too. Radio Free Mandalore, Everything Bagel Pod, and Rose Squadron Podcast.
The hashtag show too, right?
Yeah,
that hashtag show.
All right. Other than that, guys. Oh, and before we forget, since this is pretty much the ending of September, what we got coming up for next month?
Next month we are